Everybody, it's Old School Nerd, and today it is my pleasure to once again speak to the goddess herself, Lena Scissorhands, who happens to be on a day off in Italy, in the breeze with a glass of wine, but she's joined by the great CC, the drummer from Death Dealer Union. We're going to talk about their new album, the new song, and why everyone's going, what is going on and why do I love this so much? Okay, welcome in. Reality check. I'm in Central Time US. CC, where are you?
I'm in Los Angeles.
So it's still early morning. You've got your cup of coffee?
I do. I'm coffeeed up. I'm ready.
Okay, so now that us normal people who don't have glamorous, wonderful, amazing lives have just said our doldrum existences, Miss Lena Scissorhands, where are you right now?
You're so funny. I can't even concentrate. I can't even concentrate when you do all this introduction, and I'm very flattered, seriously. Thank you so much. I know you mean it with all best intentions, but I'm like, oh my God, what is he talking about? I am in Italy. I have a couple of days off while touring with Infected Rain, the Europe. And I'm actually visiting my family, and I found some time to put you guys in my busy schedule where instead of cuddling with my family, I'm talking to you guys. So let's make it nice and fun.
Yeah.
See, now that Cece's part of the Lena Scissorhands universe, yeah, it's that positivity. It's infectious. Kind of like a band. All right, here we go. Okay, Death Dealer Union. I was surprised. I mean, I saw the announcement. I saw the video from last year. I was like, ooh, this is different. And when Napalm said, okay, album's coming out, we've got some videos coming out, and then we reacted to the first video. And I know that you said you saw my reaction to the Vow of Silence, Cece. And I think half of my video was, I'm so used to Lena in particular with her presence vocally and the imagery visually, and then it's that super aggressive, heavy, just overwhelming sound from a metal perspective that when I first saw the Vow of Silence, I'm like, this is precision. There is instead of so much distortion, there's a clean crispness in the guitars. There's more structure. There's, instead of savagery, it's like now Lena is now guiding us on this tour. It's almost like storytelling metal. How did you guys come together with this situation? Because it is something very unique. So could you share a little bit about Death Dealer Union?
Okay, for me, CC or Lena?
I can start with just an introduction, and then you're gonna take over because it was mainly you. But I would say that everybody who had the opportunity to check out the first few singles that Death Dealer Union put up last year were only featuring me. It was a fruit of a hard work during COVID. We were just so involved into creating something different and something just musically, I don't know, like we were hungry for music, not because there's not enough music. I think that musicians were, in a way, all of the musicians around the planet, active ones, musicians that don't have bands but they are musicians, right? They were all hungry for this. Like, no, there's no shows. There was no understanding on when bands are going to go back on the road again. So what I was doing at the moment, which is kind of how we started working together, I just started doing a lot of collaborations, like a lot at the moment, because I was not traveling and I had the opportunity to do so, and I had the time to do so, and I was having so much fun with all the collaborations I've been doing for the past 3 years now. And that's pretty much what I was doing with Death Dealer Union as well. But, and here Cici will say some more about it, things changed slowly. So Cece, if you want to take the wheel here and tell everybody how everything was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, just kind of like what Lena was saying, it was kind of at that point where, you know, we were like, well, all right, this is sounding pretty good. The first couple singles came out nice. We're having fun. We're getting good feedback. You know, we already had, like, I think another couple of songs recorded, I think like Ill Fated and something else. And I think that's when, you know, I basically flew out to Las Vegas and met with Lena and had dinner with her and her boyfriend Bryce. And we kind of sat down and I just said, look, Lena, you know, this is going so great. Why don't we actually do a band? Why don't we actually just do Death Dealer Union? And why don't you be the official front person? And she said, well, okay, I got to think about it. And you know,
Yeah,
so
my first reaction
Yeah.
my first reaction was very it was immediate, to be honest. My first reaction was, I don't think I can do that. It was a respectful no, because I was terrified by the idea of, like, how am I going to do that? Only for one reason. The main reason being I couldn't see time and space for me to dedicate to a completely new project. Even if it wasn't a new project and the band already was out there for years, just I am that kind of a person that for many years, since I was a child, really, whatever I start, I have to take till the end. Like, I have to give my 100%. And it is a good thing, you would say, but it's also a bad thing because there's no space for multiple things to do, because I involve my attention, my everything, really, of my entire being. I involve into what I do. It could be the simplest thing, like cleaning the house or cooking in the kitchen, and the most complex thing, like composing a song or writing lyrics or being on stage performing with a band. To me, is always like, what if this is my last one? I will give it all, And that's why, respectfully, first, I remember saying no to Cece. And then we talked some more, and it is Cece's band. Death Dealer Union is Cece's baby. So throughout the entire year of us collaborating, we got, friendly, and we got to know each other closer. And it's me knowing the goal of the band and what the band was going for, was something that I could feel myself in, being like associated with. And I had a lot of fun recording so far to that point. And then we talked some more, and we met each other's, we heard each other's, like, so-called terms and conditions, let's say that, let's talk like that. And things were just started going more and more, and I'm having a lot of fun because I'm putting a part of me musically that I don't really do with Infected Rain, not because I'm not allowed to, but just because with Infected Rain, I have a different goal emotionally, and different goal, like, with the songs in general. And with Death Dealer Union, we go for more familiar things for a bigger audience, that people can sing along, the pieces, like in the songs, that repeat themselves multiple times, so people, it can be memorized. I don't know how to explain. It's a little bit for a bigger audience type of metal. Is that okay to use as a term?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's like a really good thing that Lena just brought up. And in fact, not only did we do that, but I think we took some chances on some of the vocals too.
You did.
And I think and we wanted to do that, and it was an unlikely pairing, if you will. But we just said, you know what, let's just throw it out there.
I felt very safe and very encouraged
Yeah.
both by all the musicians of Death Dealer Union, as well as my producer, which is the same producer of Infected Rain that is working with Death Dealer Union, and that helped a lot because I've been doing some songs and collaborations with the band that my producer has, which is Seas on the Moon, which you probably have heard of or seen on YouTube already. So working with the same person throughout all these years gave me so much confidence, and also having CC on board that was complimenting and encouraging my choices of vocals and lyrics when it comes to Death Dealer Union songs. So I had a lot of fun definitely creating this upcoming album, and every single music video that we did, it's still me. So I do have obviously a lot of people are like, oh, okay, so with Infected Rain you scream more, and with Death Dealer Union you sing more. Not necessarily.
No, I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, in fact, I'm just saying some people commented like that, when we came out with it. But in fact, exactly, it's not quite like that. I have so many songs with Infected Rain that I barely scream, and vice versa. Like there are some songs on Death Dealer Union upcoming album that I scream a lot throughout the entire song, and they're heavier and groovy. So of course it's still me, it's still my vocal capacity, it's still my vocal range, but it's just a slightly different approach vocally and when it comes to composing. And that's, I guess, all I can say when it comes to that.
Well, so let me put it like this: when from the outside looking in, being a banana, she knows what I'm talking. Yeah, following you for the last 2 years, seeing everything you've created. One thing that we all three of us can agree on is that Lena doesn't do anything 100 that's not 100%. And so I could see, we all grew up seeing how multiple projects for artists can cause drama sometimes. Multiple bands can sometimes take away, and it always, I know those nervous feelings. There's a long history in metal and rock of those things occurring, so I could see that happening at the same time.
I was terrified, but thanks to CC and him being so understanding about how important Infected Rain really is for me. It's my baby, it's my first band, and no matter what opportunities my life give me, I will always choose my band, no matter what. So I'm so grateful that CC was so understanding and accepting the fact that, hey, you have your primary band. This band is for fun. This band is different. This band is gonna do fantastic. I have a lot of plans for it, and I accept and respect everything you've been doing as a musician with your band previously. So I'm very, very thankful. That is probably the only reason why I accepted, because I had to make sure that I'm not gonna leave people behind or leave people unsatisfied just because I don't have enough time.
Okay, so CC, with both of you with Death Dealer Union, first thing off the bat, what I noticed was there was a very large, how do we say it? There was a very large net that this sound encompasses. I know we don't like to say the word radio music because radio, rock, metal radio in the US is kind of gone really so much now compared to how it was in the 80s and 90s. But this sound is similar to a lot of those amazing, not symphonic, but alternative metal bands that exist hugely in Europe, that we all love, that can tell a story. They can be, when I first saw Death Dealer Union, I was captivated by, number one, the imagery. It's just as powerful. It's what you expect from this collaboration of artists. The lyrics were the same. Lena shows up. Vocals are the same. The intensity is there. But there is something unique about the sound, the way there are parts in the songs that change. You feel classic metal vibes in here. The classic big metal that we all grew up on loving. At the same time, there's progressive metal, there's storytelling metal. And in some parts of the songs, I'm like, why is Dragon Force guitars going on in the, because there's musicality there. So you never know what you're going to get, which is one of my favorite parts. Everyone seems to think that all metal nowadays has to be how loud, how big of a breakdown. Are you going to go in it? Are you, this band does not conform to the fads that are going on right now. There's something unique about it, which I talked to Tori Reacts, I talked to Orion Reacts, I talked to these different reactors, and they're like, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for this sound, but for some reason, I have to keep listening to it because there's something going on. Is that what you're intending to do here, CC? What is the vibe that makes Death Dealer Union so unique in their sound?
Well, okay, thank you. You picked it up all exactly right. So let me sort of explain that backwards. When I heard your first review, I was like, okay, this guy gets a lot of like the core parts. So first of all, we're an LA band. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna have an LA sound. I'm a California boy, born and raised at the beach, grew up in Santa Barbara. I grew up on, the bands in the 80s and early 90s and stuff like that. And
Sunset Strip, it's there. You can feel it.
Yeah, it's there, but there was also like a sound coming out of San Francisco that was like, around the same time with like, Y&T and Night Ranger and those guys. And it was just good, American rock, but in particular, the LA sound is sort of a bar chord driven power riff kind of thing. And so you're going to hear that in our stuff. You're also going to hear elements of European, because when searching out for producers and I talked to Valentino, the reason I went with him is because of the European tinge. I've always liked that. I've always thought that gothic European edgy metal sound, that darker sound, was always just so next level. It was like something that you always wanted more. It was more discovery. So I think, when you pair those two together, plus the fact that it's like you said, we have no rules in the band. It's just however it comes out that it sounds good. And our producer has a lot to do with our sound.
He's by the way, he's here. He is in the next room because he's with us on tour this time, which happens very rare. But yeah, he is here, and I totally agree, Cece, that you said it very nicely. Having musicians that are, first of all, different age. The age range in the Dealer Union comes from the early 20s to, like the age difference. I'm not going to make numbers, okay?
She said from the early 20s to CC.
To CC,
really?
Yeah. Which CC is definitely, like what I'm saying, he put it there right, because him being from LA, born and raised in California, going throughout such big changes in metal, and hiring a Eastern European sound producer and composer and guitar player and also musician. He has his own band, and then hiring a vocalist that I've been living in 4 different countries in my life, like a completely different place. He brought to the band definitely something more, let's say, more different. I'm not going to say better or anything. That is up to the fans. And also, this is not a competition, better or worse. Just different, you know? So I think that is our strength, is how diverse the age difference between the musicians and how diverse the ethnicity of the musicians is.
So let's see, before we start, I'm going to talk about the album, the single we're about to react to, and all that stuff. But before I do it, I think we could wrap it up to maybe this. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s in America and you listened to metal on the radio and that LA sound, that LA music industry sound, and your favorite movie is Airheads. Okay, and Cece knows exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. Or if you grew up in Europe and your favorite bands are Nightwish and all these Swedish, Finnish, German, Norwegian, just the creativity of the symphonic European metal sound, you take the best of both and you find a way to put it together, and then you take the imagery and the style and the vocalism and the vocalist style of Lena Scissorhands and the ability to do anything visually that she can do. That's what you have. You have the best of everything you loved, and it's a band that kind of bridges the gap.
Thank you.
That was just our thought.
Much.
That's a great. You're very perceptive, and I noticed that on your first review. It's like, okay, great. He gets like all the elements of like the band and the sound, and I get that we totally sound different. We don't sound like anyone, and I'm wondering, is that like a bad thing, or is that like going to be a good thing? You know, like it's
be both. But
it's like Lena said, the fans will decide, and that's just
let the fans decide, you know.
Let
I
the
think
fans
that
decide. Exactly. We just
the
do
most
us.
important thing, I think that the most important thing is, and it's something I tell CC the entire time, the most important thing that I've learned throughout these years of being in a band is never to forget to have fun, because sometimes on the road of like, this is our job, right? This is a job for us. Like, everybody has different jobs, and sometimes while working you forget to have fun. And this is like a mantra for me. If I put my soul into a song and I had fun, I will be very grateful and feel very honored if it's liked and accepted and felt by others. But in the end of the day, what's the most important is that I was present, I was there, I put the real me without trying to be someone else, to talk about something that I'm not familiar with, just as real as it gets. And that's what I'm bringing to Death Dealer Union as well as Infected Brain.
And I was just going to say, that's exactly right. Lena has it exactly right. We're there to have fun, to make the best music possible, and if someone likes it besides us, I think that's just cherry on the cake. I think that we've already sort of received the blessing by just being able to make the music in the first place, you know?
Absolutely.
I think it's a blessing for all of us. Okay, Intimidation.
Thank you.
Tell me about the album. What's going on with that? The initiation for the album.
Well, yeah, it's called Initiation.
Sorry, I you know what happened? I'm doing a reaction to the song. The song, they both start with Eyes, and I got confused because I'm doing a reaction to the Integument, which is of course skin, husk, the outer shell, and then I got it confused with the Initiation, and somehow it came out wrong, which is why I edit videos.
I'm thinking we should have called the album Intimidation. It seems to be intimidating.
Next one.
all albums start with I words. Go for it. It works for me. Okay, so when does the album release? Tell us about the information about the album. What is your favorite parts about the album? And then tell me a little bit about this single we're about to see on this reaction.
Lena, go for it.
I'll give you the red carpet. Get it. Tell them all about it.
You me?
Of course.
Okay, so I'm sorry. The question was
the Initiation. When does it come out?
September 22nd.
Okay, and is there anything specific, or is there anything? Okay, we've seen 3 of the singles, 3 of the songs we've seen. Is there anything that we don't know about that we should look forward to?
Well, yeah, there's we have a couple more videos coming out. We're also going to be filming another video in like January, something around that area, for one more song on the record. I think you guys are going to really like Beyond Heaven. I think that's a song and a video that I think we're all really proud of, and I think I think that was one of the more inspiring songs. Lena can speak to what she thought, but I think when we were writing and doing that particular song, I think I remember everybody was very passionate at that moment, including Valentino and everything.
So let's ask her on the initiation, Lena. Is there any particular
Yes.
song that everyone needs to look out for? I mean,
Well,
I know all of
there's
them.
Ugly too.
I'm actually very proud of many songs on this album. Every single song is a part of me, part of what I was going through, part of what I wanted to talk about. So just like with Infected Rain, I applied the same exact rule. So every single song, because of that, has a special place in my heart, no matter how slow or heavy, how short or long. There are the song that Cici mentioned is very unique because I think it gives you a little bit of a Tim Burton vibe, which came out absolutely
Yes.
accidentally like this. There's another song that also has a music video for it that is going to come out that I think a lot of people will relate very easy with because it's a love song. And the music video behind it, it's extremely, extremely classy. We were all in the vibe of the 20s, which is super cool. And we also had Cherry Bombs being part of it. And it was really awesome. I'm not gonna spoil much.
Don't spoil
I can't
it.
spoil much, but I can tell you that we had a lot of fun, and it's all thanks to how much Cici believes in the band and how driven he is with this project, and I'm very thankful about that. But yeah, the entire album, honestly, the only thing that I can say about it is please listen to it at least twice. It's one of those albums.
I tell everybody to listen to everything twice. Once to get because I have to listen to music first, and then I go back and listen for lyrics because as a musician, I always look for the hook. I look for the composition, the way it's arranged, and that's what I love. That's why I kind of zoomed in on what was going on that was so different. Tell me about the video we're about to watch. Interesting name for a song. I mean, people don't realize that when you talk about the integument, it's actually the skin or husk of an item. Normally people just go skin, husk. No, y'all went with the actual term for it. What is so interesting about this one? Because I've had people tell me it's their favorite song from Death Dealer Union so far.
Yeah, it's very it's that song that is like the familiar song. I remember fooling around with the musicians of Death Dealer Union while we were especially doing the music video, being like, this is so Metallica, and they're like, yeah, which actually the song itself has nothing to do with Metallica, but for some reason the band Metallica, when you say Metallica, you right away know like this like familiar riffs and this like, I don't know, the heavy metal, certain cliche things that people think about right away when they think about Metallica, especially the ones that are not in metal, they're like, oh, you're a metalhead? Oh, so like Metallica, So I feel like that's why it has that. We were not afraid to embrace a few of the elements of the classic cliche things in a metal industry, if you want to call it that way, through this song, literally with the video and with the song itself. It has 2 guitar solos, 2. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Someone had said that it has a little bit of everything that they love. And yeah. Speaking of things we love.
Hello, little bit. Who is this?
He's been waiting this whole time, but this is Chewy. You met him last time. Okay, so
this is right here. I don't know.
Look, it's Luna. Look, Chewy, it's Luna. Cece's like, man, I have nothing to show here. Okay, so real quick, because we're about to react to this, and you guys have to go to the next one, the next conversation. Yeah. I just want to share with you guys one more thing before you go. There is something about this music, and you could tell Doug I said this. There is some face melting going on. The musicianship is top notch. The imagery is incredible. The vocals are there. Just making a thumbnail for this reaction we're about to watch, I was like, there's so much fire. So when Lena says, hey, this is Love Song coming up, I'm like, Love Song? Okay, how much blood and fire is going to be in it? Because I just think there's a level of, okay, the reason why I think people are going to resonate with the band is because for your classic metal fans, it's going to remind them of why they love metal. For the young people, it does have the dynamic in it. For the European fans, it has the storytelling. For the American fans, it does have that easy to move to groove. Like you said, the Metallica feel, there's always a groove, there's always a hook. But my favorite thing about this is the visualization storytelling, and it just comes across as something that everyone's in. Like everyone is 100% in on this. It reflects in the videos, it reflects in the music. It's not a halfway thing, which I enjoy. So I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Cece. Thank you so much, Lena. I wish you guys nothing for the best. Hey, traveling safety for you and your band, of course, Lena. And of course, Cece, hold it down over there in California. Did you get a lot of rain with that tropical storm, or are you okay?
Yeah, it was very interesting. Yeah, it rained for like a whole day straight.
Yeah, I'm in South Louisiana. That's like all the time. So
yeah, we got like 7 inches in some parts of the hills here. It was crazy.
Oh, well,
First time seeing anything. I recorded out at the beach. I live at the beach.
Well,
I went out there and go, first tropical storm hurricane of my life.
All right, so everybody, that's the amazing Cece. Of course, it's the incomparable Lena Scissorhands with Luna. And we're gonna go react to this video now. I wish you guys to have a wonderful day. And with that, everyone, get the album. And like Linda says, you got to listen to everything twice, at least twice, and share with a friend. Tell them to listen to it twice, and that's how something goes viral. It's a true story.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you guys so much. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that conversation with the incredibly awake this early in the morning CC over in Los Angeles with his cup of coffee, and Lena Scissorhands enjoying her glass of vino in Italy. What an amazing story to have people that you know creating amazing music and it just all coming together in love and stuff. And this is something interesting because, like one of the things we said, yes, the album is coming up. I have the pre-order link in the description below, coming out in September. Get it pre-ordered now. This is the new video for right now. It's called the Integument. Okay, for those who don't know what an integument is, that's your skin is an integument. The husk of an insect, that's an integument. An integument is the outer layer of a living creature, like skin. Ugh. But this is a video. Okay, here we go. Now, we talked about the unique sound of this band in this interview. So let's enjoy it together. It's everything you loved about the amazing drive and passion of that LA music scene with the symphonics and precision of European metal put together in a way, vocally and imagery wise, that really Lena Scissorhands is synonymous for. Are you ready? I mean, you're not, but I'm pressing play anyway. This is from Napalm Records, Death Dealer Union, The Integument. Fire! Wait, did they start the song with a bridge and guitar solo? Don't you do that like after the first two verse-chorus rounds? Aha! It's my favorite thing. You never know what you're gonna get. I didn't realize we'd get bridge guitar solo to start a song. But hey, it's a new day. Like they said, no limits, no rules. They're just gonna do whatever they want. Now, if they follow this bridge and guitar solo with verse, chorus, then they just have it in... There is no order. There's only union. Ooh, that was slick. hell is going on? It defies all the rules of how you make. And I think that's so interesting. You know how, okay, so we talked about it had the best storytelling elements of that precision symphonic European music that was going on huge at the same time that the LA scene was going on in metal in the 80s and 90s. And we talked about how they both entered together, but here's the best part. It's modern. So therefore, the tropes of the music industry that kind of controlled how bands made music, where you had to do the formula. Verse, chorus, bridge, epic guitar solo, reprisal chorus. Sometimes maybe a double guitar solo, just depending upon your band. But that was always the formula. There are no formulas. They're breaking all the rules. And I enjoyed it. I know that when we first heard this band, we were like, well, wait a minute, why does it sound the way it does? And then we realized after listening to a few songs that it's just some of the best parts of stuff that we've all loved from different places put together. Now, I don't know where they're going with this. All I know is there's fire involved, and it's awesome. By the way, real quick, anybody else notice that they look kind of like a coven of vampires? I mean, they're not. But, you know, you got the young, long-haired, pretty boy vampires, like the Lestat ones, right? And then you got the wise sage vampire who's been holding it down since the 3rd century. Like, he actually knew, you know, Vlad Tepes himself, right? That's Cece. And then you have Lena, the queen of the damned. Caught all that? No? Because you're listening to the music and I'm just talking? Exactly. I'm going to shut up now. Fire! Transition. Who needs a transition? We're going to do this Motley Crue style. We're just going to go right back into rapid because we can. Also, progressive metal. I mean, you had kind of that, it sounded like some classic Rush stuff. That guitar solo reminded me so much of some Lifeson work, some Alex Lifeson from Rush. Just the way it was captured and it accentuated the beauty of the Fire performers. And man, there's a lot going on. There's a lot. I think when we talked about it in the interview where Lena says, hey, you got to listen to it twice. I think I know what she's talking about. There's a lot going on. So if you like me, you have to listen to it 3 times because you got to check out the arrangement. Then you got to absorb everything that's going on. And then the third one is just try to pull it all back together. Let's finish it out. Oh my God. This one's really good. And this isn't even their favorite ones, remember? In the interview, they talked about that the songs coming up are even better. All right. I'm excited.
It's okay to
All right. I got to be honest with you. I know Lena talked about how committing to this really was a struggle to pull that trigger, because she doesn't do anything halfway, and she's so invested in Infected Rain. She knew that if she got into this with CC and the guys in the band, that it would really become she would feel required in herself to give everything she had, which, you know, if you love two things so immensely, it's hard to love them equal. But I think, given the base that the producer of Death Dealer Union is the same producer as Infected Rain and pretty much everything that Lena has been involved with, that it's gonna be balanced. It's going to complement each other, and I think it's only great. I think we're getting the best of everything that we want. Plus, it allows her to accentuate a style of art that she doesn't normally get to do with Infected Rain. It's technically it's the same incredible performer, but it's just two different styles of delivering what she does. She has such an amazing stage presence, and she's such a positive person. And I think the group of people she's with in this band really accentuate that, just like the guys in Infected Rain always got her back. Okay, so Napalm's got something going now, man. Like, they didn't already have enough Lena Scissorhands on their hand. Now they got two bands showcasing it off, so that's amazing. All right, everybody, that was our interview with CC and Lena from Death Dealer Union, and of course, our reaction to this, to the newest one, which is called The Integument. Don't forget, they said in the interview, there's more on the way. At least 2 videos and 1 they haven't done. That's 3, possibly in the next 6 to 8 months. So I'm ready. Are you ready? Well, it doesn't matter if you are, because we're going to check it out anyway. Hey, with that, thank you all so much for hanging with me. I know it was a long one, but definitely worth it. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like. It really helps the channel grow. Also, if you want to subscribe, right there. Big thank you to all my Patreons out there. We appreciate everything you do. If you want more content like this video, check them out above. Remember, love one another, take care of each other. We're all stuck on this mud ball together. We'll see you later.